entrepreneurial advice, if you had to give a couple of pieces of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs who, even if it's not CBD or cannabis, you know, they have, let's say they're in real estate. Let's say they're in commercial real estate, which right now, I don't know if I'd want to be in, considering everybody's going to try to work remotely now. Commercial real estate office space might be a little scary place to be, but let's say they're in real estate and they want to start their own business, and they were like you, thinking about starting a business. What advice would you give those people?
You know, I get asked that quite a bit by young people and associates. People message me on LinkedIn, and I'm like, why are they asking me?
Because
you know,
you made it, bro.
Though, you know?
Yeah, you made it. Yeah, you made it. You did it.
But I love giving advice and trying to help young people that have a passion. That's the most important thing, Steve. And you mentioned a couple times now in our interview and in our podcast here, is that you have to be truly passionate, that you can't barely sleep. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. You're so passionate about it. If you're going to be successful as an entrepreneur, the highest way you're going to succeed is to have a passion that it's nothing about the damn money. And it's not, oh, let me chase the new Bitcoin idea, or let me chase the new spring water. I'm looking at my bottled water over here. You know, you can't chase something that you are not absolutely passionate about as an entrepreneur.
That's good stuff.
Some entrepreneurs that are serial entrepreneurs, they see an idea and they can capitalize it. Yeah, those are outliers. The vast majority of entrepreneurs that have started from zero and bootstrapped something to a big success, especially something that's relatively new like what we did, you have to be so passionate that you're willing to give everything. You know, we had two little kids. Like I said, we're borrowing money off our parents with two, like a first grader, a second grader, and a fourth grader. You know, I mean, you talk about humble pie.
I forgot to mention that earlier when you were like having to call your dad. You're having to call your dad for money and all that. I forgot to mention that you also had two little kids at home too.
Right. Otherwise, Dad probably would have said, "Go get a damn job."
Oh man, that's so critical.
Nina always said back in the day, when it was like tough days, Steve, she would say, "You know what? There's no way we are going to fail. This is going to succeed because it has to."
Yeah.
And you know, that's the spirit that people have to have, because there's going to be, you know, unless you just got lucky or you have a rich uncle that's giving you $1 million just to try to start your thing, you know, you've got to have a drive and a stick-to-itiveness. That's the other secret formula that I would say, Steve. It is an extremely lonely journey in the early days.
It is.
And you're just bleeding money, hemorrhaging money. Am I going to make it 2 more months? PayPal shut us down early days because people were using PayPal to sell marijuana with fake CBD websites. So we lost all credit card processing for like 3 months. I mean, that almost killed us, like the entire business. And it went. Yep. That's the other big piece of advice I would give is have at least either a extremely solid mentor or advisor that's helping you along the way, guide here and there. Have people around you you're starting it with that you can absolutely trust. That's why so many successful businesses come from families. Then the families all hate each other after 5-6 years, or they're always scrapping. Like we have plenty of knockdown dragouts with the family now, but we all know it's for a reason. But that's what I would say. That passion, have people with you that are just as passionate and that you know damn well you can trust.
You know, I like what you mentioned about your wife earlier saying we are not going to fail. My wife and I, when we started Riderflex, you know, very similar, you know, lots of ramen noodle times there in the beginning. And I would say to her sometimes when she would be complaining about the money or whatever, I'd say, do you want to stop? You want me to just close it? You want me to just, I'll just go get another executive job, I guess. And she'd be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm just I'm just venting for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really critical.
You had somebody in your life, and it doesn't have to be a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, somebody.
Yeah.
You know, past business associate. That you just hit the nail on the head. You know, that gave you that little oomph to keep going on a day when you were like, damn, is this going to work? Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's awesome.
Absolutely. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit Riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.